We've already hinted at this earlier, but this is a pretty sad day. This is the day after Roseanne's show was canceled. Honestly, I think this is going to be. Although Trump did not mention it last night at the campaign rally, he'll need a couple more days for this. But oh my gosh, that's so funny. I don't even know how to respond to this. So here is.
He doesn't know what it
Okay.
is.
All right. First off, this tweet is so magnificent. What started happening after Roseanne got fired was that conservatives freaked out, and they decided to attack Bill Maher. What they didn't really realize is that liberals just don't care, with all due respect for Bill Maher. They don't care. They don't care. And so some people even started writing stuff like, please, not Bill Maher, or, And so Dave Rubin steps into the fray. And of course, Dave's whole calculation is that, and this was actually somewhat adept for him because the bar is rather low. He said, well, Roseanne has free speech and ABC has free speech, and they could fire her, but you can choose whether or not how you're going to react to that, which is all both true and extraordinarily remedial. But so Dave
That's
then
batting high for him.
posted this tweet, which is pretty funny, and I'll tell you a couple reasons why. He writes, bad move for conservatives to be circling the wagons around Bill Maher right now. Now, if you know English as a first language, the idiom circling the wagons refers back to the time where when you'd have these caravans of people traveling out in the unsettled West, and they would be with covered wagons or wagons, and that when they were under assault from either, bandits or perhaps Native Americans or other pioneers, they would circle the wagons as a way of protecting themselves so that they could not be outflanked or snuck up on. You want to
Form a perimeter.
form a perimeter. Dave seems to think that circling the wagons means that you're surrounding someone and going to get them. Now, of course, if you were to surround your prey and begin to fire, you would be in what is known as a circular firing squad, which is also considered to be a bad thing unless you want to shoot the people on your squad. So let's just, he had a little idiom. It was a little wrong. And he goes, but then he refers, wait, keep it up there. He says, he's the last mainstream liberal who calls out his own side and defends free speech. Take him out and it all gets worse, including for you, conservatives. That was Dave's foray into this. This, of course, is the subtext of this tweet is, please let me on your show, Bill Maher, which may very well work.
He's been asking to go on Bill Maher's show for a long time.
They seem pretty simpatico.
This has been a very effective ploy for Dave Rubin because you've seen him suck up to a lot of right-wing figures who then he becomes, ingratiated with them. And of course, I don't know if the Koch brothers financed this tweet. I imagine it's not sponsored in any way. Because it seems like a real ploy. And then he does respond a while later, saying, a couple folks correctly saying my wagons analogy isn't quite right here. Now, I don't want to be too pedantic, but it's really not an analogy. It's an idiom. But nevertheless, should be more like sharks sensing blood. Fair enough. I shall now fire myself and leave Twitter forever. Godspeed. One can only hope that he's serious in that one. Has there been any other tweets? I mean, I feel bad for him. I don't mean to be a schoolmarm about it. Certainly, I've made such mistakes, nothing that quite that blatant. But I mispronounce things and don't know how to spell. And
well, even if you made this mistake, people wouldn't jump on you like this because it's Dave Rubin, really.
No,
right?
people,
I mean, it'd be funny,
people.
but like part of the thing is like, screw Dave Rubin. I feel like that's a definite part of this, right? Like if it was like somebody who had built up credibility with doing good works for instance, and they make a mistake.
It's
still
possible,
funny,
but he seems to be pretty. He's both very defensive about it, and I just think like fair enough is really actually not what you say when you've been so blatantly wrong. It's not a question of fairness. It's just a question of like, oh, I was wrong. I didn't know what that meant.
I think that Dave Rubin should go on a hunger strike about something.
So Dave Rubin has weighed in, and but let's hear from his buddy over at Fox News. That would be Tucker Carlson, who is just so beside himself.
Revival of Roseanne was the single most watched show on network television just a month or two ago.
Pause it. Now, obviously, it was still getting very good ratings, and network television doesn't nearly get the viewership that it used to years ago because there's so many other options. But it was sort of telling that Tucker had to feel like it got extraordinary ratings a month or two ago.
Now the show is gone forever. ABC canceled the program today after a series of tweets by the star of the show, Roseanne Barr, including one in which she described former Obama administration advisor Valerie Jarrett as the product of the Muslim Brotherhood and the Planet of the Apes. Roseanne was also fired by her talent agency. Already old episodes of that show have been yanked offline and disappeared forever. It's possible they'll be burned somewhere in a public bonfire so the rest of us could gather in our uniforms and chant slogans while that happens.
So there you have it, folks. This is like Nazi Germany. It's like book burnings of Jewish books in Nazi Germany. Of course, he keeps saying forever. Like it's gone forever. You know what else is gone forever? Those episodes of The Show I did. They called The Show. People don't even remember it.
Maybe they could burn DVDs of it. Maybe they could do that.
They're going to have to print DVDs and burn it, or they're going to have to burn the hard drives.
It's gone forever.
Really?
It's gone.
I think some of the NRA TV guys should go on hunger strike until NRA TV picks up Roseanne.
Right.
Indeed.
That's right.
Indeed. They should
What's that
definitely
guy's
pick
name?
up Roseanne.
Dan Bongo or something?
Yeah, Dan Bongos.
I would love to see like WorldNet
Stenchfield.
Daily.
Yeah, it's time. It's time, guys. I mean, it's
Step
like
up.
be like Gandhi, except, obviously not pussies.
Step up, folks. Here is supposedly you have ABC here has this is a part of their what is known as their upfronts. Now look, this is of news value now, not simply because we want to see what Roseanne is, but they have made a decision to fire her. Let's see if they had any inkling of what they were getting. And I want to make this absolutely clear. We're making commentary on this, so this is a fair use situation. And here is Roseanne at the upfronts. If you're not familiar with what the upfronts are, every year at May, the news shows, and this is follows pilot season. In fact, I did a little program called Pilot Season about the period leading up to the upfronts. It's less as relevant as it used to be because there's so many different networks and they all operate on their own schedules and whatnot. But this is where the networks introduce to media buyers and advertisement firms and whatnot their new product and try and get them excited about buying ads. And so they rolled out Roseanne and brought her there to basically put on a show for the advertisers. This is how we're going to sell some ads.
Hashtag Roseanne Sings is trending. Ladies and gentlemen, here's the guy who really writes most of my tweets, the chairman of Disney Media Networks and president of Disney ABC Television Group, Ben Sherwood.
Thank you. The Drake.
Ladies and gentlemen, how about another round of applause for a woman who has always done it her way, Roseanne Barr. And for the record, I have absolutely nothing to do with Roseanne's Twitter account. I mean, take a look at her most recent tweet. It was all her.
That tweet is that Ben Sherwood is a kind of more handsome and rugged Ben Affleck with a better back tattoo. So the idea is they're making light of her Twitter account. they're putting forward that as, and so they had a notion of what was coming here, but I don't think they thought that was going to happen. And to be fair to Roseanne, she claims that she had taken Ambien and tweeted. And I will say this, as someone who does take Ambien on occasion, and have certainly texted and tweeted things.
Definitely.
That I, frankly, the next day had almost no recollection of. I think I mentioned this in the past. They generally are texts about to different show staff to the effect of bookings that are really difficult.
It was like Cornell West or something like that?
No, I mean, I can't remember who it was that was just like, no, you can't. There's no way you're going to.
I want an hour and a half of Barack Obama.
Oh, was it Sheldon Whitehouse?
No.
Or something? I'm trying to think of, it was a...
I feel like it might have been Bernie at the height of the campaign, but then we got Bernie later. I don't know who it was that was like so. Maybe it was like David Foster Wallace or something like that. You know, somebody who was like already passed away or something. I don't know.
That would be difficult. Yeah.
But so it's conceivable that she
I don't
didn't
understand why I can't get David Foster Wallace. Everyone else gets him.
But it's unlikely. My experience with Ambien is that it's not that it turns you into a racist. It's just that maybe you're a little bit less inhibited. So you really go for those bookings that you really aren't quite sure you can get, or you just talk about someone who is African American as looking like a monkey.
Hey guys, you want to hear my Valerie Jarrett jokes? We go, no.
I think it's probably best I go to bed.
You're not yourself right now.
You're not yourself.